America is going through an e-bike crisis. For the longest time, e-bikes have been allowed to fly under the radar when it came to law. But safety concerns have now prompted lawmakers to step into action. Bureaucrats cracking down on micromobility with an iron grip like a pit bull biting a child. For the past few years, there's been a growing epidemic of shit-brained kids riding around e-bikes with way too much power. Just absolutely acting like fools 24/7. No helmet, no supervision, no knowledge of road rules, just 6,000 watts of fun. These fucking e-bike kids are absolutely rambunctious. Gentle parenting has done irreparable damage to the youth. We have Trevor out here just running from the police. He don't know what the Pythagorean theorem is, but he a gangster. He came from the trenches.
Are you guys goth mommies? Are you guys goth?
The natural evolution of an iPad kid is to evolve into a e-bike kid with like no manners.
It's a motorcycle, dumbass.
Is this how people parent these days? These absolute hooligans have destroyed the reputation of micromobility for the whole nation. These dumb kids are just ruining it for everyone else. New Jersey now requires you to have insurance.
We're saving the city by stopping tinted windows and e-bikes.
Oh, we need to get these damn kids off this damn e-bike. Get them off the road.
I'm not an e-bike hater. I used to use micro-mobility myself. Despite everything, I still think e-bikes are a great addition to our transportation system. Hear me out. Back when I was 15, I lived in a exurban neighborhood and I wanted to visit my friend's house without begging my parents to get there. Yeah, I could have walked or cycled, but this is Missouri. The humidity will kill you. So I bought myself an electric longboard and it went pretty well, you know. But the thing is, I already had my driver's permit, so I knew some road knowledge beforehand. And I also been riding longboards for years. This was my absolute first taste of independence, and it was sweet. I had that electric longboard for 4 years, been using it since 2022, never had a crash, never had an injury from it. A lot of people look at e-bike kids and think, oh, they're stupid and goofy, they're just having recreational fun. And I think some of that is true, but these e-bikes are like legit transportation tools. The majority of trips made in urban areas are actually under 6 miles, more than enough for an e-bike to knock out reliably.
Get off the trail now! Get off the trail! There are so many families on this trail! You are not supposed to be on here with motos!
Not only is this their reliable transportation besides their parents, this is their independence.
Why don't they just use, like, regular pedal bikes?
Haters talk the talk, but the real ones walk the talk. Electrified vehicles are just better for consistent travel because you don't get tired every time you go up a little hill. The cost and efficiency is nearly unmatched. It's not some 2-ton SUV carrying a fat ass in their suitcase to the office. Less energy use per mile, spatial efficiency, low costs. You would have to be stupid to ban these things outright. The tangibility of commuting by e-bike heavily depends on urban planning and road design. You don't really see that much like cohesive bicycle networking in this car-centric world. If more people were to rely on e-bikes for transportation, it would actually increase road capacity and longevity because the footprint is just so small compared to cars. Switching to e-bike for short sub-3 mile trips would save taxpayers billions of dollars annually. What makes specifically e-bikes great is that they are able to fill in bicycle infrastructure gaps. In America, we have a very fragmented political system that leads to civil engineering inconsistencies. Some places might care more, some places might care less.
Don't let me off the road, please! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Exhibit A, you live in the turquoise house on the very far left, and you're trying to make it to your friend's house on the other side of the river, and then go up to the convenience store to get some Slurpees. Would you rather take a normal bike, a pedal-assisted e-bike, or a high-powered vehicle, and you don't have a car? The correct answer is you order an Uber. Why don't kids go outside anymore? Those inconsistencies and lack of cushy bicycle infrastructure is probably what is driving people towards Sur-Ron e-bikes, because they're actually able to keep up with traffic. I just know there's gonna be some absolute boomer in the comment section being like, why don't these kids buy like a used cheap car? I don't know, have you considered insurance? And trust me, bro, do not buy that 2016 Hyundai. It will touch you in ways Epstein could not. What I'm saying is that these little daredevil shitheads are not just a result of bad parenting. They're mainly a result of just how people interact with geography. I do agree that safety is a huge problem and it needs to be addressed urgently, but the benefits are just way too juicy to cockblock the whole thing. The e-bike controversy is really just a red herring to urban planning and Wild West business culture. I don't know what type of crack these Chinese manufacturers were on. They were like, yeah, cram that huge battery in there. Give it that 7,500 watt motor. Yes! Regulating micromobility is notoriously difficult because there are so many designs, so many powertrain options, and they all kind of interact with the world differently from one another.
I'm sorry, Mr. Whitaker, I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I said, God help me.
It just seems like in June of 2026, there's been like a huge purge on e-bikes, cities just absolutely clickety-clacketing down on them, and it's kind of weird because us Americans, we can't agree on anything, but every city across the nation agreeing on e-bikes? That's weird.
But there's some shady shit going on. I can't put my finger upon it.
If they all agree on something, then that means money has to be involved. So I did some digging and I found the culprit. To no surprise, the big motivation behind it all was the slimy, stinky, ghoulish insurance companies. Basically, in early 2026, the ISO was like, hey, you know these like e-bikes and e-scooter things? We're gonna classify them as motor vehicles, and if you don't start cracking down on them, we're gonna crack you. So every city recently has been panicking and quickly changing their laws surrounding micromobility. It's always about... Long story short, they could not handle the Chinese imports. It was too complicated for their little brains.
We're just gonna classify them as vehicles because it's a lot easier, and we're gonna make a crap ton of money.
Businessmen and politicians need to stop cracking things without consent.
I believe we're alike in that way. If you are who I think you are, you should give me another chance.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White. You are not a cautious man at all.
I do think there needs to be some sort of regulation, some sort of special permit you can get at 14 years old. But if this is how they're classifying them, they're bonkered off the yoinky. All these bureaucrats acting like they're doing a noble public service, but then completely ignoring the fact that there's been a huge increase in pedestrian and cyclist deaths related to car sizes, and not to mention the amount of e-waste that will be created from these sweeping e-bike crackdowns. But I guess we're not ready for that conversation. Some of these e-bikes truly are just like sneaky motorcycles, and that is where I agree with law enforcement. E-bikes in America have a huge arbitrary municipality problem. A lot of municipalities are banning anything with over 750 watts of power, which is confusing because they're trying to capture all of micromobility. There is no magical wattage number. These bureaucrats are way too lazy to do their homework, so they just pull shit out of their ass. What a bunch of losers. I feel like a lot of the moral outrage is really just a perceptual illusion. Which vehicle do you think is traveling faster? We are not going to talk about how dirty my car is. Mother Nature should clean it tomorrow. What you just witnessed was the speed size illusion. A smaller object may appear to be traveling at a higher velocity comparative to a larger vehicle because the larger vehicle has more reference points. Despite them being at very similar speeds, it appears that the electric longboard is speeding while the car is cruising. So yeah, a lot of speeding accusations are likely to just be exaggerating.
Get him banned. Get him banned. We don't do that here. Oh, now I'm pissed.
Don't get me wrong, it is a legitimate safety concern, but safety is a lot more complex than this thing go fast bad. It's kind of like cars, where when cars first showed up on the scene, there was a bunch of like crazy, unregulated shit. It was kind of like the Wild West. And then as like regulations and standardized designs became a thing, it kind of matured. I think that's what's gonna happen to micromobility in a few years, if they don't ban it. If you know anything about modern US politics, you know that at least one person is gonna try to play the national security card. They're gonna try to outright ban these vehicles just because they're made in China. They're gonna do exactly what they did to DJI and TikTok. Nothing is concrete right now, but I feel like that will soon change. Wear a helmet, go the same speed a regular bike would go on trails, learn the road rules, and remember, whatever you do leaves an impression on those old people who actually vote in local elections. Thank you so much for watching my Grass is Green commentary take, and I'll see you later.